Everybody, this is Virginia Milner coming to you for the DeKalb County Library System. And today I've had a couple of people ask me, do you do anything with chakra, making any designs with chakra? And I never really did. And I told her, okay, I'll do one. And so we're going to make just a simple chain with beads of chakra colors. Now, I'm going to challenge you all to go look up the colors of chakra to see what they mean. It's all about healing, and well, I'm going to let you look it up. And we're going to make a nice little chain. The chain itself can be worn alone, but you can dangle something from it if you want, a pendant or something like that. But I'm just going to show you how to make the chain. And the chain is pretty enough to wear all by itself. So we're going to make some links with one of my favorite wraps, which is, I have one made here, which is what I call a funnel wrap. I don't know if that'll pick up in this big camera, but I'll show it to you down on the little camera too. But this is the kind of links that we're going to make. And we're going to attach them with infinity links. So it's going to be very simple, very repetitive. All of the links are going to be the same design. And then, of course, the beaded links are going to be the same design, and the infinity links are going to be the same. Then we're going to put them all together. We are going to be making our own clasp, and we're going to make it on the same order of the design of the beaded links. So the things that you're going to need are going to be your round nose pliers. The little arms here are round all the way around. And then your square nose pliers, these are long. The ones I have here are long and thin because I can't figure out what the heck happened to my others, but it serves the same purpose. They're rounded on the outside and perfectly flat on the inside, which will give you a square shape. And cutters, just regular cutters. And they just cut your wire. We'll need 20 gauge wire. We'll need beads. I'm going to use 6mm rondelles. You'll need a ruler to measure your wire, and that's it. 1, 2, let's see, wire, ruler, beads, and tools. That's all you need for this. Very, very simple, very, very easy, and lots of fun to make, and lots of color and meaning. Look it up, please. Okay, so let's go ahead and get down here to the other camera and get started. So in order to make our little links, and I did say I was going to show it to you down here, this is what they look like. This little funnel wrapped links, and they're called that, or I call them that, because there's a little funnel right there at the top. Let me see if I can hold it up where you can see it a little bit better. There's a little funnel right there at the top. You just wrap it around, and then you tuck the wire down inside the little opening. So for this, you're going to need, for each link, you're going to need 4.5 inches of wire. So let's measure that out. 4.5. Okay, and then for the first side of it, first loop, you're going to measure 2 inches of wire. Bend that off to the side like so. Grab your round nose pliers and slide the wire back to about the center of your pliers, because you want a nice sized loop for this. So I'm going to go back to the center of my pliers like so. Let me get this camera a little closer here. On a second. That might be good. Okay, so I've got my wire right in the center of my pliers here, and the pliers are under the short side. Then I'm going to bring that short tail of wire over the top of my pliers and down the side until they're running parallel with the long wire. Then without shifting my wire, I'm going to open my pliers up and reposition them back and clamp back down again, and then bring my short tail of wire under the pliers like so until I have a loop, just like that. And now I'm going to do my wrap. So I'm going to just take my pliers, hold on to what I call the face of the loop, and I'm going to bring this even closer. Let's get over here. I call this flat part the face of my loop. So I'm going to hold on to the face of my loop. I'm going to bring that short tail of wire around just under the loop one time, just one time. And then I'm going to start wrapping up towards the top of my loop. So I'm just going to wrap it around just on top of the first loop, or not on top of it, or beside the first loop, and then beside the second loop. And I'm going to turn this so you can see what I'm doing. I'm wrapping it around, but I'm going to go ahead and turn. And so you can see how nice and close these wraps are together. Let me turn that again and bring that around. So you can kind of see my little funnel forming. And then when I get to where I can't hold it with my fingers anymore because the wire is too short, I'll grab another pair of pliers and just turn that last little bit. Just wrap that last little bit around. You can either use another pair of pliers or hold it with your fingers and then just wrap that around there. Get down there. And then that little tiny tail that I have right here, I'm just going to push that down. Right inside my little funnel. There we go. Get down in there. There. There we go. And there's my little funnel. Cute. Yes. Now I'm going to introduce one of my beads. Start with the root of my chakra, which is red. I'm going to put that on. And then I'm going to go to the other side that hasn't been shaped yet. I'm going to bend it back just a little bit. It doesn't need to be a complete right angle. I just give it a slight bend. And I want both of these loops to be going in the same direction. So this is flat, my little loop here. So I'm going to bend this flat, or right and left, and then bend this right and left as well. Now I'm going to grab my round nose pliers, and once again, I'm going to go about halfway down my pliers with my wire and just rest the pliers right there on top of my bead, as close as I can get. Bring that wire over and around my pliers, like so. And when I can't go any further, I'm going to open up my pliers, reposition them, clamp back down, and bring that wire under the pliers and over the top of the bead until I have a loop. Once again, grab my pliers, hold on to the face. Now, one thing that I want to caution you about is making sure you have a nice firm grip on this. That does not mean squeeze the life out of it and wipe off any coating you have on your wire. I mean, just make sure you have a decent grip so that it won't shift around, because if it shifts around, then it's going to get scratched and you don't want that. So I'm going to take the tail of wire, wrap it around at the top of my bead one time, just like so. Then I'm going to start wrapping from the bottom to the top of my loop. So wrap that around and just above the first wrap, like that. I'm going to flip it over so you can see what I'm doing. Second wrap goes above the first one. And the third wrap goes above the second, etc., etc. You just want to leave enough space at the top so that you can connect your links. Turn that around. I think this is the last one because the other one didn't have, but I think 3, maybe 4 wraps. And even though this is pretty free form, I want to keep it as consistent as possible. So there are my little 3 wraps. Last wrap in the back. I'm going to clip this off. The other one was very short and didn't need to be clipped, but this one does, because I don't want to wrap around to the other side again, I don't think. Yeah, I have enough wraps. So I'm going to, yeah, you know what? I think I will go ahead and take it around. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this around. Oh, one thing I wanted to caution you about is not to pull your wire, because if you do, you could collapse your loop. You don't want that. You want to make sure you're holding it. Again, if this is too short to work with your fingers, go ahead and take your pliers, your other set of pliers, and wrap that around with them. So I'm just turning that around real nice and easy. Don't want to collapse my loop. And I'm going to push that wire down towards the other wires. There, and just push it down inside my little funnel. Get in there. There. Nice and neat. So there it is. It's right there on the inside. And there's my little funnel wrap. Nice. Okay. Now I'm going to do one more because I've done all these. But this one I'm going to use to make a hook for my clasp. Now this, by the time I finish, because what I'm doing is I'm going to have 3 of each color, and by the time I finish, that's about 1 inch each. And so it's going to be about 21 inches long. There's 7 colors in your chakra, and so that's going to give you about 21 good inches. If you want it shorter, you use less beads. If you want it longer, you use more beads. That's how that works. Okay, so I'm going to do one more. But this one is going to be my hook for my clasp. So I'm going to give myself a little extra. I'm going to give myself 5 inches for that. I'm pretty sure I only need 4.5, but I'd rather cut off a little bit than not have enough. So let's give myself 5 inches. Cut off. And let's make the hook first. All right, so what I want to do is measure, because I need about 2 inches for the hook. And then the rest of it is going to be for the bead and the loop. Scoot that over. And that doesn't take very much. So I'm going to give myself 2 inches of wire, 2 inches from the tip. And I'm going to fold it in half. This is going to be my hook. So I'm going to fold it right there at the inch mark here. Let's fold that over until my wires are side by side. And I'll have a short tail and a long tail. And I want to squeeze that as close together as I can get. And if I can't do that with my fingers all the way, I'll just pick up my pliers and use them to do the rest of the squeeze. And so there we go. It wants to cross over, but I'm not allowed to do that. Okay, I just want you side by side like that. There we go. So nice and close together. And then I'm going to go down here to the bottom. I want to make sure I have at least a 1/2 inch at the top for my hook. So I'm going to go down here to the bottom and give myself about 3/8 of an inch and fold that up, straight up like so. I don't know why I have so little camera here. Let's move this over. There we go. That's much better. All right. So I bent this up about 3/8 of an inch from the bottom. And now I'm going to wrap this little tail around my wires. I'm going to make sure these are nice and close together. And wrap these around. Now you want to make sure again that you have a good grip on your wire because it's going to want to shift. So I'm holding this so it doesn't rotate. Push that little tail around. And I only need 1 or 2 wraps. So I'm just going to go around once, which is why you only needed 3/8 of an inch. And then that little end is going to end up on the bottom here, right in between my 2 pieces of wire. And I'm going to push this little tail down, so I like to round it out so that it's easier to push down. That's just my process. And then I'm going to clip that off. What I don't need, I'm going to cut it so that this little end ends up right in between my 2 wires. That's very short, so I'm going to bring that over, cut it down into my little spool. Boop. Yay. Then I'm going to take my pliers and push that little end down, nice and snug against my wire. Yay, there we go. So now I'm going to grab my bead, slide that on, and we're going to do the same thing that we did with these. We're just going to make a little funnel wrap. So my little wires here are side by side, right to left. And I'm going to do the same thing with my loop. I want it to go right to left. So I'm going to bend that to the side just a little bit like I did on my links. Grab my round nose pliers. Slide that wire back around halfway down, down my pliers. Just like I did with my links. Bring that tail of wire. See, I had way too much. I really only needed, I don't think I even needed the 4.5. Oh well, I still have to wrap. Bring that tail, that wire around until it's going the same direction as the other wire. And I'm going to, without moving my loop, open my pliers up, position them, and then bring that wire under the pliers until I have the loop that you see. Just like that. Okay, grab my flat pliers, hold on to the face of my wire, wrap the tail of my wire around one time, and then start wrapping up the face of my loop, just like we did the others. Bring it around. Slip that. Okay. Turn it again so you can see. Bring that around. Turn around. Bring it around. Oh, you know what? I did have enough wire because now I can wrap it as many times as I want, but I have to be careful because I still need to be able to link. So I'm not going to go any further than that. That's enough. Yeah. So I'm going to bring this around and I'm going to tuck that down inside my funnel. There. So I'm going to clip off that little 3/4 of an inch that I have left over, and I'm going to clip it right in the middle of my loop. So here's my little tail. I'm going to clip it about halfway between the ends of the loop so that I can easily tuck it in. Take that off. Have my pliers and push that little end of wire down and inside my funnel, just like so. Here it is. There's my little funnel. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so now I'm going to make my hook. You want to decide which is your front and back. And since I tucked that into what I'm calling the back, this is my front. So I'm going to bend my wire back just at the base of the bead, just below the wrap. Just going to bend it back a little bit like that. And then I'm going to go down here to the tip. I'm also going to bend it. Straighten that out. There we go. And I'm going to bend that little tip back in the same direction. Just a little bit, just to give you a little ledge. Just like so. Then I'm going to take my pliers. I'm going to slide my wire down my pliers with a little bit of this little bill hanging out on the end, just below where I bent it. And I'm going to rotate my pliers and keep rotating until I have a little shepherd's hook. And there's my little clasp with the funnel wrap. Isn't that cute? I love it. Okay, now we need to put everything together. Now the thing is the direction of the beads. They go red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, which is just a dark kind of purplish blue, and purple. So we have the seven chakras. This is the root, this is the crown, and that's the way I want to line them up on my chain. I've already started my, oh, wait, I haven't shown you how to do the infinity links. Let's do that next. Here are our infinity links that we're going to use to link everything together. Piece of cake. Now, each one of these links takes about 1.5 inches of wire, maybe a little less, depending on how big you make your loops. I am making mine a decent size because I want them to extend my necklace, number one, and coincide with the length of my beads. So I want them to be about the same. So it takes about 1.5 inches for each one. What I would suggest, and especially you that are getting your kids, leave the wire altogether. Don't cut it, because it's easier to wrap and cut later than it is to cut and then work with that tiny little piece of wire. So what I'm going to do is grab my round nose pliers and slide my wire all the way to the back of my pliers. I am just shy of the back of my pliers. Here's my wire, and I'm almost at the very hilt of my pliers. Nothing sticking out the back. I'm going to rotate, open, reposition, close back down, rotate, and I'm going to keep doing that until I have the loop, until the end touches the rest of the wire, like so. I have it on the spool, it's hard to maneuver. There we go. And then I'm going to slide my pliers under the loop. And again, my wire goes back near the back, and I'm going to make a loop going in the opposite direction. I'm going to rotate. No, I didn't give myself enough hand room here. I'm going to rotate, open, reposition, clamp back down, rotate, open, and I'm going to keep doing that again until I have a loop. And there's my little figure 8 or infinity link. I like infinity link. And then I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to clip off that end right on the inside of my loop. I find it best to just slide your wire right there beside the long edge of your link. Just rest the back of your pliers that's flat against the rest of the wire and clip that off, so you get a good clean cut. So there's my link, and then I just go in and adjust it if I need to. And there's my little link. Okay. And then I like to take my pliers and work harden it a little bit, because these are not wrapped links, they're open. So I want to make sure that they're nice and strong. So I just do this. You don't want to squeeze them too much, but you just want to get a nice little hardening process do it here. The more you work with the wire, the harder it will get. It will stiffen up and it will hold things in place. So this is my idea of working with it. Of course, the other thing that you can do is grab your little mallet and beat the heck out of it. But that's not necessary unless you just want to take out some frustrations that day. You can just do this on each one of them. And they'll get nice and strong. Yay. So those are our infinity links. These are our beaded funnel links. This is our beaded funnel link clasp. And now we just need to put them all together. Again, the chakra starts with the root and ends with the crown. Red is the root, purple is the crown, and in between we have orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, which again is dark, dark blue, and purple. And we're going to put them together. We're going to link them together with our infinity link. So grab my square nose pliers. I'm going to open up one of my links, and I have a bunch of them already done. Yay. So I'm going to open up one of my links. I'm going to put, oops, wait, get over here. I'm going to put the red one on, and I'm going to close it. Now, notice the way I'm opening and closing. I'm not pulling them open. I'm flipping them up to the side. So I'm going here on the side of my loop, and I'm just twisting until I have an opening, and then I'll slide on my bead, and then I twist it closed again. And make sure that it's the end is resting against the rest of your wire. You don't want any openings in there. And let's move on to the next one. Open up my wire, slide on my bead, and close. Next one, same thing. Going on to the yellow one. Open. Slide that on. Close. Next one, same thing. I told you this is very simple and very repetitive. Slide that on and close it. And the same with all of them. Let's get that on there. Close it up. I'm going to open a couple of these. Let's get them open and ready. Okay. Oops. Slide that on. Close it up. Now, again, your infinity links can be whatever size you want. If you want them a little bit smaller, that's fine too. But like I said, I wanted mine to be comparable in size, excuse me, to my beaded links. Sorry, that's my little alarm telling me I'm talking too much. I had made at the beginning of the year, I had said, I'm going to try to keep these down to under an hour. Sometimes I've been successful, sometimes I haven't. I did that because I didn't want to scare people away when they take a look at it and say, oh my gosh, this is way too long. I don't have time to do this. I didn't want that to happen. So that was my promise to myself and to you. And again, sometimes I've been more successful than others, which is why I've been, every once in a while when I think about it, I time myself. Okay. So this is the way our chain is going to look. Nice, very pretty. Oh, I like, oh, that would make a pretty bracelet too, wouldn't it? Okay, so I'm going to finish putting all of these together. I have another one already done. I'm going to finish putting these together, and I will be back and show you how to finish it off with your little clasp. Be right back. I'm still on. Pause. Okay, I've got all my pieces together. And now what I need to do is attach my hook. Same way I attached everything else, I'm just going to grab one of my infinity links, slide it on my last bead here, close it up, and then slide on my hook on the other side, close it up, and then the shepherd's hook just goes right directly into the top of my link. And there we have it, ladies and gents. There's our chakra chain. Nice, nice, simple, easy. You can wear it with anything. If you want to, if I have anything I can show you you can dangle it down there at the bottom if you want to put a pendant on it, or you can wear it as is. Just lovely. And really, this would make a really pretty bracelet too. Yeah. Bracelet, necklace, take your pick. And I'm pretty sure this came out to about 21 inches. Let's see here. There's the end. There it is. With the hook, it came out to 21, a little more than 21 inches. Nice. All right, there it is, ladies and gents. This is our piece. Let me go ahead and put it on something so that you can see it. There's our chakra chain. Isn't that pretty? I really like that. I wish I had something I could show you that you could dangle something from that, but honestly, I don't think it's necessary. You can just wear it as is. Oh, and what I really like is because our hook is the same as our links. Oh, by the way, I changed it because I had the blue one made into the hook and I should have made the purple one into the hook since that was the very last one on the chain, because I want to be able to, as a matter of fact, I need to turn this around. I want to be able to hook it in different places. So let me put this where it needs to go. Over here. Real quick like. Purple is the crown, so it should be the last bead. And the last bead is the hook. So what I was going to show you is, because of the way this is made, I can hook this anywhere I want and make it into a lariat. Where do I want it to go? I think I'll go down here and just leave 3 of them dangling. There we go. And so now I have a lariat. Isn't that neat? So I have my little root down here and we're rolling up here and we're going around to the crown. Up, around. There we are. Oh, I like that so much. I can wear it this way longer. As a matter of fact, yeah, I can leave that hanging down the back. If I was wearing something backless, I wanted to wear this out, I could let that hang down the back. I could have it a little bit shorter. I can wear it longer. I can wear it as a lariat. So versatile. Yeah. Nice. Very nice. I love it. Easiest thing in the world. You can make this into a necklace. You can make it into a bracelet. That's it. That's, oh, get back up there. That's our piece for the day. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you thought. I hope everything worked out on this okay. I hope you'll make one, because this is one of the prettiest, simplest things that you can do. I'm going to keep it up here where you can see it. And it has 2 components. 2 components that you keep doing over and over and over, making over and over and over until you have a chain. And you can make this as long as you want. You don't have to stop at 21 inches, which is what I have here. You can make it really long, or you can make it short. It's entirely up to you, whatever way you want it. So let me know what you thought. Send me an email at jewelrygen20@gmail.com. That's JEWELRYGIN20@gmail.com. And send me pictures, please. I love to see pictures of what you make. And or you can also get in touch with us on the library Facebook page, which is facebook.com/DeKalb Library. Again, that's facebook.com/DeKalbLibrary. And you can scroll down to where the link is for the tutorial and give us a comment. So until next time, I'm going to do a couple more chakra things just because I want to give everybody options. I think I'm going to do a bracelet and earrings, but as a matter of fact, I know I'm doing the earrings, and I'm going to do that out of semi-precious beads. So I hope that you like this. Let us know one way or the other. Give us your suggestions, because Pat, thank you for the suggestion. This is for you, and a couple of other people that have asked about it. And I would love to hear more about what you would like and what you would like to see. So until next time, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week and / or your weekend. And until next time, I will see you later. Trying to find the button. See you later. Bye-bye.